let's be real. In our world, our data is basically treasure. So how do we protect it? Well, you build a fortress. And that's exactly what we're going to break down today, the core security principles you need to build your very own digital fortress and keep all that valuable info safe and sound. I mean, really think about it for a second. Everything from your photos to your private messages to your bank account details. What is actually standing between all of that and somebody who wants to get their hands on it? It's a huge question, right? And the answer, well, it starts with understanding the battlefield. You see, any fortress worth its salt is under constant threat. And believe me, our digital world is absolutely no different. We have to get a handle on who the attackers are before we can even think about building our defenses. So who are these invaders trying to get through the gates? The list is long. It could be an insider who just makes an honest mistake, or it could be organized cybercriminals, business competitors, even entire nation-states. You've also got hacktivists, intelligence gatherers, and of course, armies of automated bots. It's a whole cast of characters, what we call threat actors, and they're all looking for a way in. But here's the thing, a good fortress isn't built on fear. It's built on a rock-solid foundation. We're talking about 3 absolutely non-negotiable pillars of protection that hold the whole thing up. So, pillar number 1 is confidentiality. This is all about keeping secrets, well, secret. Think of it like making sure only trusted people with the right key can read the kingdom's most sensitive scrolls. You know, whenever you hear about a massive data breach where a ton of customer emails get leaked, that's a total failure of confidentiality. Next up, we have integrity. Now, this isn't just about secrecy, it's about trust. Integrity is what guarantees that our data hasn't been messed with. It's like the official royal seal on a message, proving it's the real deal. Imagine if a hacker could change a bank transfer from, say, $10 to $10,000. That would be a catastrophic failure of integrity. And our third pillar is availability. Look, a fortress is pretty useless if its own citizens can't get the food and water they need right when they need it. This pillar makes sure that authorized users have reliable access to information. Have you ever tried to log into a website during a big sale and just gotten a service unavailable error? Yep, that's often an availability attack in action. Together, these 3, confidentiality, integrity, and availability, form what we call the CIA triad, and they have to work in perfect harmony. They're all equally important. If you lose even one of them, the entire foundation of your fortress starts to crumble. Okay, so we have our foundation, but you can't just start building walls randomly. A strong fortress needs a smart strategy. You have to understand the terrain and figure out where the enemy is most likely to attack. In other words, you gotta map out the dangers. This right here is basically the threat map for our fortress builders. We use it to figure out what to worry about first. Think of it this way. If something has a high probability of happening and it would have a super high impact, yeah, that's priority number 1. We deal with that immediately. Something with a low probability and low impact, sure, it's on the list, but it's not what's keeping us up at night. So once we've mapped all the risks, what do we actually do about them? Well, we pick a battle plan. We've got 4 main options. We can accept the risk and just move forward knowing it's there. We can avoid it by just stopping the risky activity completely. We can mitigate it, which means we build up defenses to make it less of a problem. Or we can transfer it, which is basically like buying insurance for our fortress, paying someone else to deal with the financial mess if something goes wrong. All right, the blueprint is done, the strategy is locked in. Now for the really fun part. We actually get to build this thing. We're talking about the walls, the gates, the guards, all the actual controls that will make our fortress secure. Our defenses are built in 3 distinct layers. First up, you have the physical controls. This is stuff you can literally touch, like locked server room doors, security cameras, and actual guards. Then you have the technical controls. Think of these as the automated traps and secret codes of our kingdom, like firewalls and data encryption. And finally, you have the administrative controls. These are the rules of the realm, the security policies and mandatory training that tell everyone how to act. And let me tell you, those rules are absolutely critical. A fortress can't run on walls and traps alone. You need a system of governance, a clear set of laws that lets everyone know how to behave to keep the entire kingdom safe and in order. This whole system flows from the top down, from really broad to super specific. It all starts with regulations. These are the big laws of the land issued by governments. From there, we get standards, which are frameworks to help meet those regulations. Then, organizations create their own internal policies. And finally, procedures give you the exact step-by-step instructions for how to do things, like how to properly handle customer data. But at the end of the day, all of this, the walls, the plans, the laws, it all rests on a code of honor. This quote from the ISC Squared Code of Ethics really says it all. Protecting society and the common good means we have to hold ourselves to the absolute highest ethical standards. That, right there, is the oath that every defender of the digital realm must live by. Because ultimately, a fortress is only as strong as the people inside it. Security isn't just some job for a handful of experts. It's a shared responsibility for every single one of us. So the real question this leaves us with is, what role will you play in defending it?